Barrie Public Library subscription to PressReader allows you to read news and magazines from around the world. There are a couple of different ways that you can get into PressReader. You can go via BPL's main website, go to the digital library, click on articles, and then click on PressReader, and you'll get taken to the PressReader site. Alternatively, if you're searching in the online catalogue, you can type in either PressReader or the title of any of the publications within PressReader, and they will come up and you can click on the link there and again get taken to PressReader's site. You can also download a mobile app for your tablet or your mobile device, and that will allow you to browse, read and download publications from PressReader as well. There are two main ways to enjoy PressReader. The way I'll be focusing on in this talk is using PressReader through a web browser. One of the other ways you might want to use it is through the app on a mobile device. So all the examples I'm using here are going to be through the web browser. There's one main difference in using it through the mobile device, and I'll mention that later on, and I'll show a couple of screenshots as well. Regardless of how you use PressReader, the first thing you're going to want to do when you open up the mobile app or when you get to the website is to sign up if it's the first time you've used it, or sign in. On the web browser, the option to sign up or sign in is in the top right hand corner. So if you want to click that, and the way that you want to sign in, being a library user, is the big orange button. You want to sign in as a library or a group. When you first log into PressReader, the first screen you see is your home feed. In the mobile app, this is the same thing, but they call it For You. Basically, this is the part of PressReader that is most customizable and will show you the most current publications and stories that you choose. So in the left-hand column there, you can see that you can select keyword topics. You can select countries to follow the news from, and further down you can follow particular sections, so sport, entertainment, things like that. To add any new topics, countries or anything like that, what you want to do is click the link next to My Topics or Top Stories, for example, and then choose an additional country or delete an existing one, and then that customizes the stories that are shown to you on your home feed. If you click the options menu, the three lines in the top left corner there, you can switch from home feed to publications, and this is where you can browse all of the publications within PressReader. You can browse by country, so you can look at all the different countries and see a number next to each country, and that's the number of publications that are in PressReader from that country. You can also browse by languages, so you can browse different languages and again see how many publications exist in PressReader that are in those particular languages. Or you can browse by categories, such again as sport, entertainment, news, things like that. Or also by publication types, which is really just a split between newspapers and magazines. In addition to browsing for a publication, you can also do a more directed search, and these searches will search for a publication title or a keyword within an article itself. And the search box is up in the web browser, it's up in the top right hand corner. Once you've clicked onto a particular publication, there's a few things that you can do. In the top left, you can click the Add to My Publications button, and this will add it to a list of your favourite publications, which means you can always get to the publications that you read the most. Moving slightly to the right, whenever you click on a publication, you'll always be presented with the most current issue. If you want any from the back catalogue, you can click on the date, and depending on the publication, they can go back as far as 2 or 3 months, or as little as maybe a couple of weeks, but you can choose which day or which issue you want to look at. Underneath the date, on the web browser, there is the option to print. You won't get this on a mobile device, only on the web browser, but you can print an article if you want. You can also switch from page view to text view,
and that means that the page view is the facsimile of the print publication itself. The text view is more homing in on the specific article, so you can read it with larger text and just focusing article by article. The next option is listen, which is really good. It means you can listen to a particular article. The computer will actually read that to you. And then under the More tab, you can get a couple more options, one of which is to save an article to your specific collection, or to share the article with someone else via a link or via email. Once you've opened the publication in page view, you can scroll through it in page view, which is great. You can scroll through it as if you were reading through the print publication itself, and you do that by dragging the screen right to left, or if you're on a mobile device by swiping right to left, and that moves you forward in the page order. However, if you move the mouse arrow over the headline of a particular article, you'll see that article is highlighted, and by clicking on the headline of that article, you are taken into the article view, so you're viewing that article in detail, and then you can again read that by scrolling or dragging from right to left, and that moves you through the article. Once you're looking in detail at an article, there are a few other actions that you can perform by clicking the grid icon that appears near the headline of the article and also right at the end of the article. And some of the things this grid menu allows you to do is to switch from page view to article view, as you've seen. You can also leave a comment, so you can comment on particular articles, a bit like social media. You can also save the article to your collection or to your channel, and where this is different from add to my publications is that would save the entire issue. If you're looking at an article and you click save, that just saves that particular article, so you can save it as if you're doing newspaper clippings, so you can save individual stories. There's also a listen option, so you can listen to the article, have it read to you. You can share the article with other people. And instead of the print option in the browser, in the mobile device, you might prefer to use the copy option here. And this would allow you to, it opens up the article in a way that you can copy the text and paste it into something else. There's the print option, which as I said is browser only, and the last one, which I think is really great, is the translate option, and this translates the article that you're reading on the fly from whichever language the publication is in into a multitude of other languages that you choose, and then it opens up that article in the new language in a separate window. One final thing, if you're looking at an article and you select to save it to your collection, the way to get to that collection or to that channel is to go on the browser up to the top right, click on your name and click on My Channel, and then that should then display any publications or individual articles that you've saved to your channel. Now, just a few words about the differences between the web browser and the mobile app. As you might expect, on a mobile device the layout is very slightly different. So when you first open the mobile app, you'll see the home page, and right at the bottom is it starts with For You, which is the mobile version of the home feed, then moves on to Browse, which has all the same functions as the web browser, just the categories are at the top, and you can sort of scroll left and right, up and down to have a look at stuff, and your publications, if you've saved any as favourites, will feature just below the browsable publications on the browse screen. One of the main differences in the mobile device is the downloaded section. So when you open a publication in the mobile device, its default action is to immediately start to download that publication so that you will be able to read it offline once it's downloaded. And to get to those publications that you have downloaded, you click on the downloaded icon, and that takes you to the collection of publications that you have downloaded and can read offline. Also, when you are opening a publication and you're opening its most current issue, you can choose to, if it hasn't already downloaded, you can choose to manually download it. and as well as normally being able to choose the date and issue of the publication you want to read, there is a slider just below the date that you can turn on, and this automatically delivers all new issues of that particular publication. So when you would open the PressReader app, it would automatically start to download all new issues of the publication you've selected, which can be handy. It can be overwhelming, so also in the settings of the mobile device there is an option to set the number of downloaded issues that it will reach before it starts to delete older ones, so that can be managed manually as well. And just a final reminder that PressReader, although it has a great breadth of resources, the back catalogue doesn't always go back that far. As I said, mostly at the maximum, usually 2 or 3 months. So if you or a patron are wanting to do some more historical research or get some older newspaper articles, there are other resources that we have, online resources, that may be better suited, such as, you can find these on the website in the digital library under the articles section, or you can go on the online catalogue and just do a search for newspapers, and maybe you would limit the format to resource, and then you would find things like the historical versions of the Toronto Star and the Globe and Mail, Canadian Periodicals Index Quarterly, Simco.com, the Barrie Historical Newspaper Archive, which would have back catalogues of the Examiner all the way back to the 1800s, or just our regular full-text resources such as General One File and Canadian Points of View and General Reference Centre Gold.